Okay, so I added 2 more pieces of the paper doily to the painting. I really wasn't pleased with how wet the other 2 pieces got. I think I added a little bit too much gel medium. This is my first time actually working with paper doilies, so we'll see how it dries. But as you can see, I did my best not to add as much medium to this piece on the bottom here, and then to this piece on top here as well. So you can see it a lot more, and obviously you can see that the paper is not as thin and there's going to be a lot more texture. So I have to stop here now with at least those areas, which is almost, you know, most of the painting, because it really needs to dry. If I were to go over that with a brush right now, it would come off on the brush, it would rip, it would get all messed up, and we would lose all of that lovely texture. So I will record again when that is done drying. I've got my paper doily collage drying, so I took this guy and I put him on my easel, and this is the same size canvas, and what I've done here so far really is just a lot of dripping the paint. As you can see, there's only 3 colors on here right now, believe it or not, and I actually, while it was drying, I took a brush that had very little white on it and I went across. So we've got this nice dry canvas with all kinds of color already, and the question is, where do we go from here? You know, this is layering paint. What's the next step? Am I going to add more paint? Am I going to add collage? Am I going to use a stencil? No, I want to kind of look at it and see where I want to go, what direction I want to go in, and then I'll share that with you. So what I did was I turned the canvas around, and I'm going to use some bubble wrap. And one of the colors that was already in the painting, which is a new color for me, oh, not that one, take you, this Violet Oxide. It's a new color, I've never used it before this painting. So I'm going to apply it to my bubble wrap. And simply stamp. You can see right away how it adds texture and color and interest. Love it. I want to add some more. I'm adding yellow as well. I have an Indian yellow color here that I'm using. This is my palette, by the way. I'm using my recycled meat containers that the raw meat comes in. This is Indian yellow, and as you can see, you know, red and yellow are warm colors. So I can use them together, and I can even allow them to mix while they're wet. And as you know, red and yellow is just going to make an orange color. It's not going to create mud, okay? This blue is dry. Otherwise, the yellow would have mixed with that and made green, right? Color theory here. So, you don't want, if you can avoid it, you do not want to, you know, start mixing all this wet paint together at once, because it will create mud. Now, if this background here was not dry before I started adding the bubble wrap, that paint would have mixed with the blue and the green, everything underneath, especially green and red being opposites. They're going to make a muddy brown color, you know. So I want to keep my colors vibrant, as colorful and as vibrant as possible. So I'm going to let that bubble wrap layer dry before I paint over it, because I don't want mud. And we can say hello to my little elephant in the background who's watching us. Hello, Mr. Elephant. This is one of my new favorite paintings. And I'll see you soon.